The YouTube algorithm has changed a lot lately, and what worked 12 months ago simply doesn't work anymore. Way too many creators are still following old, outdated tips that no longer really make any difference whatsoever. So, in this video, I'm going to show you 6 things the new algorithm absolutely loves right now. And if you start using these, your videos have a much better chance of getting pushed out. Let's get into it. Now, the very first thing on this list of things that the algorithm absolutely loves right now is TV-friendly videos. And I literally just mean YouTube videos that people watch on their TV instead of watching on their phones. This is because viewing behavior on YouTube is massively changing lately. In YouTube's latest and culture and trend report, one of the biggest things they pointed out is more and more people are now watching YouTube on their TVs. Like, people aren't just watching on tiny phone screens anymore. They're putting YouTube on the TV whilst they sit back, relax, eat dinner, and they're watching YouTube more like Netflix or cable. So the top creators have realized that not every video has to be like really fast paced and overly edited and like crammed into 6 minutes long. That editing style used to work when someone would just casually watch a video on their phone, but it doesn't actually suit someone watching that same video on a big TV screen. So now less and less people want that like big flashy text, aggressive edits, like really sharp cuts. Instead, they actually want something they can settle into. So start thinking less like a TikTok editor and more like a TV producer. Give your video a bit of breathing room, build the story properly, and create something that people can actually relax into. So the biggest takeaway here is to just always consider how your video would look when someone plays it on their big TV screen, as opposed to just a phone, and try and optimize for that now. And then another thing that the algorithm loves right now is a new thing called niche bending. And what this is basically where you take a video format that's already working in a different niche and then bring it over into your own niche before anyone else has done it yet. And this matters a lot because most small creators just copy what's already working inside of their own niche. What happens is they find a video from one of their competitors that's already done quite well. They copy the same style of title, they use a similar thumbnail, and then they end up making a slightly different version of that video of which viewers have already seen like 10 times before. Now, this used to be a good growth strategy, but now everyone has done this. It literally no longer works anymore, and it actually ruins your chances of getting views because the algorithm actually penalizes this now. But we'll talk about that later on in this video. But yeah, look, niche bending is different because it lets you bring in something new that's already proven to work somewhere else and then making it actually feel like brand new and novel to your own niche where your viewers haven't actually seen it before. So for example, formats like The Truth About or even tier lists or I tried X for 30 days or something explained in X minutes can work really well in loads of different niches because you're not actually copying the video, you're just using that structure and then you're rebuilding it around your own topic and your own niche. Now, I actually have a whole video dedicated to this, so if you do want to give that one a watch later, which I suggest you should do, I'll leave it linked down below. Now, one thing the algorithm loves the most is creators who manage to keep viewers on the platform in a binge session, which basically means when a viewer watches 2 or more of your videos in a row without clicking off. This is one of the best positive signals you can give to the algorithm. And honestly, the people who make it on YouTube are usually the ones who do this consistently. Now, the easiest way to do this, no matter how small your channel is a thing called content bridging. And that's what the algorithm loves. Now, it literally is as simple as creating a bridge between one video and another one. And the 3 main ways you can create these content bridges are, first of all, topic linking, where one video naturally leads into the next one. So for example, if you're in the fitness space and you make a video called How to Run a Marathon, the next video you make could be something like the best long distance running trainers for under $100. Like, that second video naturally relates to the first video because people who want to run a marathon will want to know what the best running shoes are. And you can also do this with end screens too. So at the end of your video, a new one will pop up here if you choose it to. Like I said, the key here, never just randomly link any video. You need to make sure to mention the next video and make sure it's actually related to the first one, and then build your outro around that. Explains to your viewers why they should watch it, and then put that exact video in your end screen. It's as easy as that. And then also you can create playlists. Now for me, I have 4 different playlists, and anytime I make a new video, it will always be added into one of these 4, which makes that playlist series one video longer every single time I upload a new video. And the last way you can do this is actually just by clipping up your long form videos into shorts and linking those shorts back to your long form videos. Now, all of these viral shorts on my travel channel are actually just clips taken directly from my vlogs. Now, depending on what niche you're in, clipping up your long form videos and posting them out as shorts can be a great way to boost your overall channel. Now, a tool you could use for this is called Nexus Clips. It's an AI tool literally built around clipping. All you have to do is upload your long form videos, and it will automatically clip them into multiple different shorts by picking out the most engaging or viral moments. You can then also add things like captions, subtitles, and much more. Now, if you do want to check them out, I'll leave all the links and the stuff down below. Then another thing the algorithm loves is information gain. And this is becoming more and more important because YouTube is no longer just looking at your title, thumbnail, and metadata anymore. It now uses its new AI to read and understand far more of your actual video. Like, it actually analyzes all of the things you say, everything that appears on screen, what your video is about, and it will also compare your video to other videos on the platform to see how similar it is. So what this means is, if you make a video that says like the exact same things as other videos already posted in your niche, YouTube's new AI will detect this. And if it finds that you've just basically copied what other people have said, your video will be restricted. Because from YouTube's perspective, viewers have already seen that video before, so they don't need to push another copy of it. And this is a huge focus now because the guys at YouTube know that so many creators have spent so long, like the last few years, literally copying other people's outlier videos. Like, people will just copy titles, copy formats, and basically make the same video hundreds of times. And now YouTube are no longer standing for it. They don't want it on their platform. This is why they have made a huge push for what's called information gain. And it's all about pushing content that gives viewers something new that they can't get from other videos already out there. So what this means is, whenever you create a new video, if you want the algorithm to push it far and favor your channel, you need to make sure that your video is adding something new or fresh, like fresh content to your space that other people in your niche haven't done yet. Now, if you have any questions on this one, leave them down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. All right, so the next thing is, if your channel is in the education space, like if you teach literally anything, whether that's fitness, finance, how to lose fat, how to cook, whatever, you need to start switching up how you give your information to the viewer. This is because pure education on YouTube is becoming harder and harder to make work. And this actually relates to the information gain section we spoke about just a second ago. Now, years ago, if a person wanted to learn something, they had to come onto YouTube and watch a whole video to get that information. But now in 2026, if that person wants to learn something, they're far more likely to just go and ask ChatGPT or Claude to get the answer instead. Like, they won't watch a 15-minute long YouTube video. So over the last year or two, we've seen surface level educational videos on YouTube starting to die out. So if your content is educational, and if you don't switch up how you create your content from now, your channel is going to suffer the same fate. Because what's working now is actually edutainment. This is a blend of education and entertainment. And it's basically where you take one thing you want to teach, but instead of just like teaching it how you normally would, you'll now wrap it inside of a story or a challenge or like some sort of real experience. So, for example, instead of making a video like how to get better at running, you would actually make something like, I run a marathon with no experience. Now, that second video is based around an actual challenge, but within that challenge, you still teach people how to get better at running. Or let's say if you were in the productivity niche, for example, instead of making a video titled how to be more productive, you would actually try something more like, I tried waking up at 5 a.m. for 30 days. This way, you can still teach the viewer a lesson on how to be more productive, but now in the video, there are stakes, there's more personality, and there's actually a reason for the viewer to keep watching, what they wouldn't get from like ChatGPT or Claude. And that's why channels like Outdoor Boys and Matt Armstrong have blown up and they work so well, because their content is a pure mix of both education and entertainment, all packaged into one. All right, so the last thing you can do to get the algorithm on your side and love you is when you create content that's connected to current trends or events or things that people are already talking about. Because when something is like happening or trending right now, there's already a huge spike in attention around that. And basically, this means if people are searching for something or clicking on it or discussing it, then YouTube will always want to actively try and serve them more videos around that topic. And right now, as of this moment, the Football World Cup is on. And people who are creating content around the Football World Cup are seeing huge boosts on their overall channel. And even like when Coachella is on in America, the same thing happens. But look, the important thing here is you can't just jump on like every random trend for the sake of it. The trend you make content around still needs to make sense for your own channel. So if the World Cup is happening, which it is, it doesn't mean like every single creator on the platform should suddenly start making videos about football. But let's say if you're in fitness, you could talk about how footballers train or diet. Or let's say if you're in a business niche, you could break down all of the money behind a tournament or like how much like money players earn, that kind of thing. So if you can spot like a trending topic, try and somehow bend it into your niche. Now, look, obviously, it's all good and well figuring out all the stuff that the algorithm loves, but it's also really important you figure out exactly what the algorithm hates too, because there are so many easy mistakes that a lot of small creators keep making. And because the algorithm actually like actively hates some of these mistakes, it means that all of your hard work keeps being undone. So click on this video popping up right now where I'll show you all of the things you need to stay well away from. I'll see you there.